Hello, fellas and ladies. So I saw the new Osgood Perkins movie, The Monkey, starring Theo James, based on a Stephen King short story about some twins who find their dad's wind-up monkey toy that when wound, it would randomly kill people. Flash forward to later in their adult life, it seems like the toy is killing yet again. Osgood Perkins is, of course, hot off the success of his last film, Longlegs, a film I thought was excellent. So I don't say this with a smile on my face, I didn't really like this movie. The movie is definitely operating in a pretty unhinged mode. Osgood Perkins is very much trying to craft a very raucous horror comedy. But it's clear to me that the emphasis was more on the comedy than the horror. The movie definitely has a lot of absurdism in it. The tone is... Actually, I really like the tone of the movie. It's very unhinged. It's very ridiculous. It seems to be this, like, air of, like... You know, it's kind of one of those comedies that seems to live in its own plane of existence. Everything is just absurd and everyone's just okay with it. I thought Theo James was pretty excellent throughout. I didn't really have an issue with him. First 30 minutes are a ton of fun. You're kind of in on this movie's just obscene presence, and it sets up the idea very obviously. All right, here's a wind-up monkey. You wind it, someone randomly gets killed gruesomely. Simple. It's silly, but it's simple. You get into it, it's obvious. There's a weird dynamic between the twin brothers that I don't really think works. I think again, it's a little too silly to connect to, but again, you're kind of riding along with it. Also, there are some vicious kills in this movie. First 30 minutes, Osgood Perkins is going off. There's a lot of really goofy, gruesome kills in this movie. A lot of body parts going around. A lot of like just cartoonish ways to go out. There's one involving some horses that stick out. That's it. Even that kind of falls off towards the end. Like, you kind of notice like the kills start to become just different ways for a human being to blow up. It just kind of comes flat, It's just like, all right, here's a thing that happens, and the body is just blown up, and it kind of becomes lame. In fact, I would even say that once there's a time shift that happens around, I want to say the 30-minute mark. That's my best guess. I just found my enjoyment just increasingly going lower. It's not that the tone lets up or anything like that. The movie's still operating on a very absurd, train, I guess. And I'm not saying I didn't laugh. I'm not going to pretend. But the movie just is so tensionless. There's no ounce of horror in this movie, aside from the fact that what's happening can be contributed as scary. Longlegs was just non-stop freak. It was so full of tension and, like, this unrelenting sense of terror. And this movie just didn't have any of that. The movie's just too focused on being crazy. Like, this movie's kind of definition of, like, trying to be edgy. There's a lot of, like, celebrity cameos in this movie that are just more distracting than anything. A lot of performances were pretty hammy. Tatiana Maslany's in the movie for a little bit. I thought she was kind of weird, although, again, she kind of... I kind of see where she was going with it. But there's this other guy played by Corey from Halloween Ends. Well, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. These side plots that just kind of result in nothing. You kind of just get lost in them. You got even to the point of confusion. There's a familial trauma thing. Like, at one point, Theo James' character reconnects with his son, and there's like a thing there, but it just feels so... I just do not care. I've never cared less. The whole twin brother aspect of the movie just did not work for me. It just kind of became more wild with no resolution. And that's a lot of this movie. It's lack of resolution. This movie is trying to make a comment about death, I guess, how it's inevitable. I get that the point of it is there's no stopping it. It's gonna happen. Sure, but it's pure cynicism with no backbone is not entertaining or fun to watch. You're trying to make a point, make the point. Don't fucking... But the point just kind of feels like, yeah, you're gonna die, and it's random as shit. I mean, that's the tagline of the movie. Everyone dies, and that's fucked up. I think of a movie like White Noise, where, yeah, it's definitely commenting on how inevitable death is, but there's, an actual, resolution in there. This movie has no resolution. In fact, it kind of hints to one, and then the movie's just like, oh, but we gotta be silly. So then, boop, gone, no more. And that kind of just annoys me. I love when, a filmmaker can use goofiness to their advantage, and this movie just didn't do that. Monkey is certainly not without its fun times with its absurd tone and gruesome kills, but fairly quickly, while there were laughs, the movie just spun its wheels into the territory of nonsensical. Its approach to the inevitability of death just feels like pure cynicism for the sake of it, and it made me feel empty by the end. And I'm giving it 4 monkeys out of 10. Quite a time to be a monkey, isn't it? Kingdom 28, Better Man, The Monkey. Monkey's better. They feel so seen. Alright, that is that. Like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, don't die out there.